Okay, what's up, y'all? We are back in action. We are back in action. My daughter's right there taking a nap, so I'm gonna try to be quiet and not get hype and yell because it's gonna be hard because this topic gets me real mad. We are going to be talking about the disgusting act of child transitioning, trans children, whatever you want to call it, the transitioning of children, aka the most disgusting, the most wild medical scandal that's ever been known to man. A lot of our peers are actively advocating for it and wanting this to happen and cheering for this to happen and shaming people like me who are, second guessing it. Well, no, I'm beyond second guessing it. I'm completely condemning it at this point. But I was really pro letting children transition into what they identified with or that bullshit, right? And then I can't remember what made me start questioning it. I really cannot remember what specifically made me question it, but it just took 2 minutes. 2 minutes to do some research outside of what people were telling me. And I found out that all the things that people say aren't happening are happening. Everything was a lie. Like always. It was all a lie. It was all smoke and mirrors. And then especially what really did it for me was when I found out all the other countries who had done this before us, specifically with children, who had tried this and have now completely backed out. And if they haven't completely backed out and shut it down completely, then they have tightened it. They have tightened up on it so much it's virtually impossible to even receive this treatment as a child. So that made me question, I'm not a follower. I try not to follow what other people do, but in some instances, maybe I should look into why these people took, not just a small step back. Why did these people totally back away from this and just shut all these clinics and all this shit down? And once I did a little digging, I was absolutely disgusted. So, I like to watch content about this. With other people speaking up about this and just, bringing awareness to this because it's crazy, you guys, it's crazy. And one person I really enjoy watching is Billboard Chris. And he's one of those people, he's out there with his billboard, with his sign, that say different things. And it's easy for people to, write it off as just, something that's just silly, like really this guy out here with this billboard. And it does seem silly at first. I can see why some people are like, really, get a life. You know what I'm saying? But some things you really do have to wear a fucking billboard and be in people's faces with it. And this is one of them. And shout out to him.
Puberty blockers are completely reversible, right?
How are they reversible?
They suppress it temporarily, and then if you go off them, it doesn't affect anything.
Yeah, sure. If a kid went on puberty blockers for, let's say, 3 months and came off, puberty would resume and there wouldn't be too much harm done. But in practice, what happens when these kids go to gender clinics, and we know this from gender clinics statistics themselves, it's pretty much 100% of these kids stay on them. They progress to the cross-sex hormones. They're being sterilized. They're being harmed for life. And if we just left them alone, they would grow out of this. We know this from all the academic studies that were done before they started drugging kids.
One, it's not drug.
This whole practice is just so homophobic to me. It really is. Like, most of these kids would grow up to be healthy gay people. Most of these boys would grow up to be healthy gay boys. Most of these girls would grow up to be healthy gay girls. But now a lot of them are going to be completely botched because you guys let people who look like this guy right here have way too much fucking say so because you're trying to be nice. It's fucking ridiculous.
In kids, but two.
What are they? These are drugs. These are chemical castration drugs. It's a prostate cancer drug. It's a drug for endometriosis, for uterine fibroids. It's a drug that's never been approved for these purposes. These are actually gonadotropin-releasing hormone analogs, if you want to get into the specifics of it. And it stops the pituitary gland from releasing a couple hormones, which in turn trigger testosterone in boys or estrogen in girls. So without that, they don't go through puberty. We're experimenting on children, harming them for life. And you think this is okay?
You think that just everybody grows out of it?
You guys do know that these kids, the majority of these kids end up being literal lifelong patients. Lifelong patients, okay? Because of this bullshit system. And I hate when people say, well, the gender affirming doctors, swear by it. They swear that the kids need it and that they will benefit. Oh, you mean the same doctors who are making millions off this shit? Oh yeah, I bet they are telling you to fucking do the shit. What the fuck? They benefit financially. They gain cool points in the woke world. You mean those people? Yeah, I'm sure they are telling you to do this shit, dumbass. You dumb fuck. It's so absurd. This my generation, and not only my generation, but most people nowadays are totally not trusting of the government. They're totally not trusting of the police. They're not trusting of the medical field. They're not trusting of anything. They're not even trusting of their neighbors. They're not even trusting of their friends, their boyfriends. We are like the most paranoid group of people to ever fucking be living on this planet, okay? But when it comes to this, you're totally trusting. You have no questions, just 110%, just blindly gonna follow this and just give it your all. This is the one thing you're gonna say, you know what? No, this is the one thing that you're not gonna question. We're gonna trust some rich doctors who are mutilating children and telling you do it. No, trust me, it makes sense. Well, can you show me the proof? Well, I mean, just trust me. What? Like, and not only are you going to blindly follow this movement, no offense, okay, no offense, but the face of this movement and the main leaders of this movement look like this guy right here. I mean, come on. I'm not trying to be mean, but come on. With kids, bro, I would not let this dude anywhere near my daughter. Like 20 years ago, if you look like this, I wouldn't care. You were actually probably like really cool and fun. I'd probably want to hang around you. Nowadays, unfortunately, when you look like this, it's like a huge fucking red flag. You can't always judge a book by its cover, but nowadays, better safe than sorry, buddy, for real. Red flag.
Everybody grows out of it.
So if you look at all the academic studies into gender dysphoria, do you want me to answer your question or not?
Can I just say
okay.
that, not everybody is fully certain that they want to go through a full transition. And that journey is different for everybody. And so a lot of times puberty blockers gives them that little bit of extra time to figure themselves out. And then later, if they decide to continue, then they can go on and be happier. Like, not everybody grows out of, that gender dysphoria, that need to be themselves. And so by saying that it is applicable for everybody in that it's harmful to everybody, that's not true.
What the fuck is this person saying? I don't want to misgender this person, so I'm going to try my best not to. But what the fuck did they just say? I could rewind what he just said and play it backwards, and it would sound exactly the same as how he just said it right now, talking normal. Just as a rational person, and even if you're not a rational thinking person, you're a total jackass like this guy. Just put yourself in a rational person's shoes for 2 seconds, okay? And you have to pick. Let me pick between these two people on my screen. Let me pick between these two people. Which one should I probably lean more towards and listen to as far as children's bodies go and surgeries and shit? I think I'm gonna go with this guy. I think I'm gonna go with the guy with the billboard who actually it makes fucking total sense and has something to say. But I'm definitely not gonna talk to the guy who's somehow found a way to talk backwards.
Themselves. And so by saying that it is applicable for everybody in that it's harmful to everybody. That's not true.
Well, of course it's harmful to everyone.
No,
Stopping the
it's
development
not.
of a child is harmful.
No.
Sterilizing children is harmful.
Okay. All right.
Raping children is harmful too, and we don't seem to have an issue with it.
This is the level.
Look how flustered they get when they have to, like, they're like animals out in the wild. Like they like don't know how to communicate outside of their, like, it's like that, like these like leftist weirdos. They like sit in like this dark cave and they like say weird shit to each other, like, oh, fascism, trans, oh, we gotta fight, oh, like they say like all this weird shit to each other, and then they like want all this weird shit to happen to kids, and they're just like these like weird little like mutant things. They like live in like the sewers, and then they have to like come up to get groceries. Sometimes they like got to get their like ramen and their like, whatever the fuck it is that they eat. I don't know what they. I don't even know. I don't know what they eat, but they like come out of the sewer and then they like get their food and then they like scurry away and then they talk to humans and then they like don't even know what to say. It's just like just all this bullshit comes out and then they're like and then they like scurry away. That's literally how it is talking with these people. And then they're going to just run away and you're never going to see him again. You'll never see this. No one will ever see that guy ever again. Like, it's weird. He's going to go back to his cult in the sewer. And then I was going to say they're going to breed, but they don't believe in having kids. Okay, this is just another random one.
That makes you feel like a man?
I don't feel like a man.
No,
I just
what?
am a man. It's not a feeling.
Do you have feelings?
Your sex is not a feeling.
Do you have feelings?
He's under crisis.
Do you feel things?
The explanation for all this.
Do you feel things?
Your sex isn't a
No,
feeling.
do you feel things? Do you
Yeah,
have emotions?
yeah, I feel
So
things.
what makes you feel like
Oh, are
a
you
man?
also on the side of this insanity? Are you also on the side of this insanity?
What makes you feel
Like, why does he keep asking him what makes you feel like a man? He answered it. I don't feel like a man. I am one. Notice how he's standing there with a very clear statement. Children cannot consent to puberty blockers. Okay, now if you disagree with that, then you better, that's a damn good argument in my mind. That's a pretty strong, damn good, argument. Children cannot consent to puberty blockers. So if you're going to go against that, you better have some damn good reasoning or evidence. If you're going to come over here and have any type of attitude with me because I'm saying children can't consent to something, and if you're going to be mad or disagree or have any type of attitude, bitch, you better be one well-informed ass motherfucker for real. But nope, of course they never are. It's just, do you feel feelings? What makes you feel like a man?
Side of insanity. I'm on the side of rational discussion.
Okay, so this is
because
fascinating
you feel,
to me.
No, let me finish my question.
Oh, okay.
Because you feel something, you have some authority to denigrate how other people feel. Can you explain?
Who's denigrating anyone here?
You're
How
talking
so?
about the inflexibility of identity.
And then here comes this guy. He says two things at once. I literally heard him say two things at once. First, he came over there saying something along the lines of, oh, who do you think you are? What type of authority do you have to come out here and try to force your opinion on people and tell people what they should think or how they should feel? That's basically what he was saying, right? And then he goes, no, I'm not. And then he goes, well, you're out here talking to people. Yeah. Is that how brainwashed you are? Is that how pussified you are as a grown-ass man? Is that how soft and weak you are as a grown-ass man? That another man out here, I don't give a fuck if he has a sign. I don't care if that motherfucker was flashing. I don't care if that sign has fucking flashing lights on it and he has big arrows pointing towards himself. He's not making you do shit. And the fact that someone's trying to talk, I don't care how much attention he's drawing to himself, he's trying to talk to people about something that he thinks is a serious problem going on, and you take that as some type of assault on your freedom of thought. Are you that weak? Are people this weak? Yes, they are. Yes, yes, people are this weak. Unfortunately, yes. You are a grown ass man. He's probably some type of teacher. I'm sure he's some type of teacher, some sort of professor somehow. He needs to live under the stairs somewhere. Like, he needs to go find some, like, weird cottage, like, in the hills in, like, Ireland somewhere or something. Give him a box of crackers and just, like, throw him under the stairs until he comes back to his senses, because he has been in the city around other people for too long.
Because you've said it before.
I'm staying right here. I'm staying right here.
No.
Should I do the Trump?
Let him stay here and embarrass himself.
It's very embarrassing.
You are an embarrassment.
Okay, I don't know.
Embarrassing.
They just don't know.
I'm working in a space. So embarrassing. He's not talking to me. Why would you waste your life?
Oh, I'm happy to talk.
These people never have any arguments or facts or real debate or really any type of real argument, no real pushback, no nothing. All they're going to do is talk to you about feelings every time. And then they're going to just try to make you feel bad about yourself. Like, look at them crowding around him. You're embarrassing. Oh, like, if I was him, I'd be like, fuck you guys. You think because a bunch of fucking dorks tell me I should feel embarrassed, I'm going to believe it? Look at you fucking loser. How many of you guys got your fucking, how many guys got your ass beat in high school? Raise your hand. Oh yeah, look, everyone's hands up, you fucking pussies. Get the fuck out of here. You think I would give a fuck? Like, these people are crazy, and it's like, they think they're so important. You're not. No one cares what you think. We just want you out of the fucking way. Like, that's the point it's gotten to, honestly. It's really gotten to that point, at least for me. I used to be so inclusive. I used to be so nice. No, get the fuck out of everyone's way. Okay, let's continue.
You can't acknowledge other people's self-identification. How come you can't dignify all these other people?
Because our sex is not something we identify as. It just is.
Are you a biologist?
No.
What are you?
So you don't believe in science and you don't believe in other
Just
people's...
like every human for the history of humanity,
Huh?
I have great experience over my long 49 and a half years of existence, and I'm able to spot a man
what's your
or a woman.
experience?
It's incredible.
No, but that's actually just cynical. If you speak to me with a bit of respect.
You think you need to be a
That's-
biologist
that's
to know what a
very-
man or a woman
No,
is?
you're very cynical. If
Yeah.
you belong to a church,
I'd be like, look, you fucking jack fuck. I'm saying that we need to leave children the fuck alone and let them just naturally be them. You're saying that we should inject them with all this fucking shit and all this weird medicine that we've never done before. So, bitch, if one of us needs to be a biologist to prove our point, it's you. What the fuck? Are you a biologist? What the fuck? I'm saying leave kids alone. You're saying pump them up with drugs and let's try to magically change their gender. Are you a biologist? Because you're the one that needs to be a biologist. I need to just be a person with a brain to say that children can't consent to this. I just need to be past the age of 4. But your claims, you need to be like a fucking scientist. You need to be like the greatest scientist the world's ever fucking seen. Okay? Asking me, am I a biologist? Why would I need to be a fucking biologist to say that?
Oh, I'm happy to talk with you. I just don't talk to two people at the same time.
I already did. You keep looking away from me. So he's done. I know he's done. That's embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed. You try it. I'm talking. I'm so embarrassed.
why don't you speak to someone who can articulate?
So embarrassed. Are you so embarrassed? Well, you know what, bitch? I'm embarrassed for you. I'm embarrassed that you put that much effort into trying to look like fucking Adam Levine, and you still don't, bitch.
Yeah.
So
you
shut your gob and listen to someone.
Oh, okay.
With a bit of
Yeah.
authority on the
Okay.
topic.
Oh, authority. Good stuff.
There's decades of
authority.
research. There's decades of research
Yeah.
that sex is not binary. It's a spectrum.
What are
of
the other
traits.
sexes?
There's many intersex traits. So sex variations of sex characteristics.
So intersex is an umbrella term
Correct.
for people with a variety.
The worst part about this is that these people aren't getting this information from each other and random people online, and they're joining some weird groups online. No, they're getting this from college. They're learning this in college. In elementary school and middle school, they're learning, one thing that, man and woman. And then they go to college and it's totally flipped upside down. And they actually think that it's higher learning, that the crazier you get and the more backwards you get with the gender shit and The more you throw in words like non-binary and all this random shit, okay? That's higher education. So knowing that a man is a man, a woman is a woman, and a man can't be a woman and a woman can't be a man, knowing that, it's like, psh, oh my God, what? Did you not learn past the 3rd grade? I mean, anyone with a college education knows that you can be whatever the fuck you want. Duh. You just have to think it hard enough. Duh. Dumbass. Like, that's how these people think. Okay, just a little bit more from this video, and then we'll do another one, because I want to watch a couple of these.
Yeah.
So
you
go on. Shut your gob and listen to someone.
Oh, okay.
With a bit of authority on the
okay.
topic.
Oh, authority. Good stuff.
There's decades of
authority.
research. There's decades of research
Yeah.
that sex is not binary. It's a spectrum.
What are
of
the other
traits.
sexes?
There's many intersex traits, so sex variations of sex characteristics.
So intersex is an umbrella term?
Correct.
For people with a variety
Yeah.
of
exactly.
disorders of sexual development?
Disorders is not the word. It is variation, natural biological variation.
We call them DSDs, disorders of sexual development. And do you know what's interesting about that? Wow, this is fun. Every single person with one of these different DSDs are still male or female.
That is actually factually incorrect.
You're a
There's
researcher, you
decades of
should go
research.
Google it.
But that's what I'm saying. As a researcher, I know there's decades of research.
Let's look it up. Hold on. Klinefelter syndrome? Male. Yep, male. Okay. And you know what's so stupid? I hate the whole assigned female, assigned male at birth. It's so bizarre. I never in a million years thought I'd have to be saying this. Like, assigned at birth. No, you're not assigned. It's observed. You're observing something. I'm observing what's there, because I can observe what's right there, I can now take that information and say you are a male or a female. But here comes this dork. Well, for thousands of centuries, bitch, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
So everyone watching at home, please go Google Klinefelter syndrome. Even Google and Wikipedia will tell you. They're all male.
If they identify as male, that's gender. That's different to sex.
No, it's not about identifying. It's what their sex is.
Are you
They're a
saying,
person with Klinefelter syndrome.
sorry,
The researcher. She's a researcher.
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
Yeah.
Is it true that you don't believe in the veracity of research done by people with a lot of expertise and a lot of knowledge that you don't possess?
Expertise?
No.
Expertise.
Just let me,
I just asked her what sex people with Klinefelter syndrome are,
I'm asking you.
and she told me they're intersex.
Whether you,
She doesn't even know they're male, so where's the expertise?
you don't actually know what it's like to study this and look at thousands of cases.
Oh.
Do you see the brainwashing? Not this is another form of brainwashing that they do, is like, if you have any type of education or taken any type of class or research or done anything like that, you could basically say anything. You could say whatever the fuck you want. And there's going to be guys like this, like, well, who do you think you are to question what she's saying? And she's saying she's been researching this for 20 years. I don't give a fuck. Did you hear what she just said? Like, it's like, what? You guys, like, oh my God. Like, he's sitting here calling her an expert. And he says, I just asked her something pretty basic. She couldn't give me the answer to that. And he totally brushes it off. Look at him, just sitting there. He's not trying to hear it. All because she used the word, she described herself as a researcher. That's all he had to know. That's all he has to know about this bitch. That's all he has to know. He doesn't need to hear shit else. She's a researcher. She knows it all. Whatever the fuck she says goes. That's it.
Have you looked at the research from Canada?
It's debunked. Yeah,
Have you looked at the research from Canada?
they actually just
Looking
conducted
across.
2 systematic reviews, which
Are you cherry picking
fell
two
in my favor.
out of
There've only been 2.
many?
No, we're talking about systematic reviews. Do you know what those are?
Yes, I do know what they are.
What is
However,
it?
have you actually talked to the
What's a systematic
current
review?
Tenenbaum, who's from Canada, who's done this for decades and looks at sex and gender across decades of research?
What's
Your
gender, I
cherry
wonder?
Is your identity relative to the norms of your society that you work with? It's related to, it's much broader than can just be explained in one word, but it's how you identify, basically. And I know you're going to refute that, but it depends on your culture, it depends on where you live, the people around you, what you identify with, the way you express is relevant to your gender identity as well.
So what's our gender identity based on? Like, what is it that makes a girl a boy? Like, what are some examples?
Have you actually talked to trans people?
Yeah, lots.
Or generous people?
This is what I do for a living.
And you just don't believe what they say?
He asked, what is their gender identity based on? And she says, have you ever talked to a trans person? What, you don't believe them? Do you see? What type of answer is that? What type of answer is that? And you're like dead serious, like super uber confident too. Like, she's not just saying this like a nervous wreck, like, oh, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here. Like, please, the second this dude turns around, I'm booking it and I'm not coming out of my house for like another week because, whew, that was embarrassing. No, she's like almost like bucking her chest up at him. Like, she's like really knows what the fuck she's talking about and she can't even answer a question. And I don't even think that she's aware that she can't answer a question because I think that she's been dodging and I think she's been dodging having to actually answer shit for so long that she's used to it, that now she actually thinks she's answering shit and she really thinks she's smart. But hey, she's a researcher, right? So I guess I gotta just shut up and listen, huh? Okay, I'm not sure where this guy in this blue flannel popped up at, but let's watch him because he looks like he has something to say.
I just felt like it.
Yeah.
I
I don't
know.
necessarily take stand here, but I do feel this starting as not a real good platform to
Are you trans?
carry out healthy discussion.
We need a structured debate, not...
But you think we should sterilize kids?
Look what's written on his back.
I don't understand what you mean by that question. What's that got to do with your distasteful ideology?
My advice
Kids are
is
being
not
sterilized with puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones.
Which ones?
ignore.
When you start children,
Are you rejecting their humanity and their choice in their own body?
no, I'm saying children
but
are
you
beautiful
are.
just
They're-
as they are.
I'm sorry. I hate to sound like a broken record, but I have to do it. I have to point out every single time. They do it every time. Try to make it about feelings over facts. He's saying, children, I feel like, are being basically abused. They're being given all this bullshit. This is my problem. State something that's pretty. I feel like most people in general would, or at least should, agree with that. And he's saying, "Oh, are you denying their humanity?" What? Like, what? Did you hear what I just said? Are you denying their humanity? Do you have to, it's like, what are you fucking talking about? Why is there, it's always everything but a logical answer that might sway my mind and think that maybe kids maybe should be taking fucking drugs trying to do the impossible, change their sex. So why don't you come up to me with some fucking facts or anything other than, do you deny their humanity? Like, it's like, are we in an episode of South Park right now?
No drugs or scalpels
You're-
needed.
but you're not them.
And you guys are
Are
saying
you
we
them?
need to sterilize and name
Are
children.
you them? What gives you the right to speak for them?
Well, because I'm in touch with reality.
But what gives you the right to speak for them?
And they're children. Do you have children?
I do.
How old?
Old enough. They know their own body better than I do.
And you teach them they might have been born in the wrong one?
My children will discover that when it's appropriate for them.
How can
What
a child
gives,
be
what
born in the
gives
wrong
you
body?
the right to choose for that? What gives you the right to speak for my children?
I'm not here speaking for your children. I'm here having conversations.
This guy, he's clearly got making enough money off of this content to fly from Canada again. I think the best thing we can do is to all stop engaging with this nonsense. Form a line right in front of him.
Smartest thing I've heard all day.
Tell everyone, don't talk to this transphobic idiot. And then he won't have any content, he'll have to go home. So who was with me? Who wants to stand in front of him? No, that's exactly right. So let's just...
Now he's transphobic. So that's why when people call me transphobic, I don't even care because it doesn't even mean anything. Like, at first I used to care, like, oh, wait, do people think I'm transphobic? Wait, what does that even mean? I hope people don't think I'm transphobic. But now I don't really care because come to find out, it actually doesn't even mean anything.
Stand around in a circle. Let's not say jack shit to him. Face away. Ignore him, because the one thing that he's afraid of is us ignoring him.
I'm sure about 3 hours of content.
Yeah.
We can do a circle all around.
Yeah, I do have to go, actually. I'm actually...
See, that is so embarrassing to me. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm a feisty person and I kind of like going at it with people and maybe debating a little bit and, you know, having conversation. But if there was someone standing in the middle of the street wearing a fucking big sign hanging from their neck saying something that I totally disagreed with and I found to be totally disgusting, like, and just hateful and just one of the worst things I've ever seen someone in public doing, the last thing I would do is say, you know what? Let's turn our backs to this guy and not say anything at all. Let's just, even though we could totally demolish him with facts and really educate him and get him to stop being so hateful, let's all turn our backs like we're 5 and we're playing a duck, duck, goose and just not say anything at all. No. Like, what the fuck? Because you have nothing to say. Like, this dude deep down knows he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. This dude who's like, let's all circle around and put our backs, whatever. This dude deep down knows he doesn't know shit. And his subconscious probably really is like, God, can you shut the fuck up? Can you just run away and go read a book and actually learn what you're talking about so then maybe you can actually have some type of, you know, insightful input when this topic gets brought up? That's what he probably really wants to do deep, deep, deep down. But his pride and his indoctrination with his bullshit has him instead doing this dumbass shit, looking like a fucking fool. And this is a grown-ass man. I don't care how young he is. He's a grown-ass man.
Actually, yeah, I'm speaking with the Australian Christian lobby tonight.
Exciting.
And she's got a meeting as well.
Wow, you're big time, aren't you?
I've met with 20 senators and MPs since I've been here as well. That was fun. They all got it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'd like to know who they are.
Yeah. Even a Green Party member. What was the Green Party member's name?
Am I?
Yeah, normally they're the trans party, but even one of those guys gets it. Hey, I got a question for you.
Just for trying to...
See, I like people who actually are about action. When they have a cause that they actually are fighting for and they believe in some shit. I like people who do more than just this. Or what these people are doing right here. Fucking being mentally lazy as fuck and just following the pack. Like a bunch of fucking dumb fucks. I like guys like this who actually get shit done. Look at them. Oh, so look what he just said that he's accomplished, like in his time being here and what he has to go do today. Even if I disagree with you, if I can at least respect if you're actually taking action for what you believe in. This shit I can't respect, and more people do this shit than not. Oh, you feel good about yourself because you told a bunch of people to ignore some guy today? Oh, great.
I don't have an answer for you.
Turn away.
That's all right.
So, historically,
He looks really sweaty from this angle, doesn't he? It's not very flattering.
historically, a lot of these kids with gender dysphoria, a majority grew up to be gay.
See? Just insults. Oh, doesn't he look real sweaty? I have no real argument. Doesn't he look really sweaty from this angle? Yeah, he's probably sweating bullets because look at you. If you were fucking standing anywhere near me, I would be shitting my pants. I would be absolutely terrified. So, yeah, I'm sure he is sweating. Okay, they just do the same shit the whole rest of the video. So let's watch another video.
Same bollocks as you have for the last couple of days.
So what's wrong? Why do you think we should sterilize kids?
I don't think we should sterilise kids.
Well,
But that's what's happening.
At what age?
These
At
are
what
giving
age?
the kids at Tanner stage 2, which is
Yeah, with the
assigned-
consent of their parents, right? Who are the legal custodians?
Depends
of
on the
them?
jurisdiction, but here's the thing about parental rights. I'm all about parental rights, but there's one right they don't have, and that's the right to abuse their kids.
Yeah, but your definition of abuse is not someone else's definition of abuse, is it?
So you think we should
Can you
be
just answer
cutting
the
off
question?
the body parts of children and sterilizing them and turning them into anorgasmic lifelong pharmaceutical patients?
Do you believe that gender dysmorphia is a real thing?
So first of all, you don't know much about this because you don't even know the term.
Can you just answer the question?
You don't even know the term. It's called gender dysphoria.
No, it's
not
not.
gender dysmorphia. It's gender dysphoria.
Oh, okay, fair enough. while
So
I'm
you've already
Swiss.
revealed yourself as knowing absolutely nothing about this.
Okay.
So
what
why
do
don't
your
you go get a little bit informed about this?
What were your parents?
Because I've been
are
out
you-
on the streets for over 4 years having
with a
conversations about
billboard?
this.
I mean, how are
That's
you
right.
relevant? Where are you relevant?
Well, you can go follow me on X and figure it out. How about that?
Well, I'm not on X.
Well, you should get on it. Or Instagram,
Why?
YouTube.
It's full of shit.
Oh,
It's
okay.
full of people like you.
People like me who think that we shouldn't harm kids.
Yeah. But you're harming kids by peddling this.
Really?
Absolutely.
Have
yes.
you read the cast
I mean,
review out of England?
have you seen children growing up in societies where they're not allowed to express who they really are?
Oh, so here's the thing. Kids are fully allowed to express who they are.
How? So hang
You don't
on a
have
minute, hang on
to.
a
You don't
minute.
have to cut off the breasts of a little girl to have her express who she
They
is.
don't have breasts, you fucking idiot. They're not developed yet. That's the point. They're not cutting off developed breasts.
Oh, they cut off developed breasts.
Of adults,
No,
they do.
oh, so you think a 14-year-old is an adult, a 17-year-old is an adult? What?
Hang on a minute. I know what happens when they start hormone replacement therapy, right? The breasts shrink. And then, later on, if they
Listen
decide
to
that they
this guy.
want to have the operation, they can choose to do so.
Their breasts
it's
shrink,
not
do
like
they? How does that work?
Because it's hormones, stupid.
Oh, is it dissolving the breast tissue?
No.
What's
but it just-
happening?
Dude.
That doesn't happen.
Oh, right. So women that take puberty blockers and take testosterone don't develop lats and hair and...
So when girls go on testosterone, they're going...
Dude, these people do not know what the fuck they're talking about. One day, you know what? I might even do it today. I might do it later on tonight. Do a whole video on what actually happens with these kids, with these fucking puberty blockers and these fucking hormones and this shit. It's fucking... It's insane. It's insane. There's a reason he's standing out here with a billboard all the time trying to draw attention to this shit. And then look, most people who are really pro... Like, if people could vote... If the majority of the world could vote yes or no on this, there's a lot of people who would vote yes, and it's most of those people are people like this guy who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're just thinking that they're being nice. They're thinking that they're being nice, and they're remembering the times when they were a kid and they were a little bit off and they used to eat their boogers and shit, so kids didn't really like them, and you know, now they just are always kind of fucking feel weird, and they would hate for another kid to go through that. Okay, well, that's really nice of you, and it's really nice for you to think about the future kids, but wake up. Don't blindly follow some shit in the name of being nice to kids because you're sympathetic or empathetic or whatever. And the amount of kids that keep coming out with all these issues and suing these doctors and shit, if they think it's bad now, oh my God, watch, mark my words. I'm glad I'm getting this on video because I have video proof. I would say within the next 10 years, it's just going to be crazy. The amount of lawsuits, crazy. And all these people who are super for this shit, posting it on their Facebook. Oh, we're protecting trans kids. All this shit. What are you going to say then? What are you going to say then? What are you going to do when these people really do start harming themselves because they feel botched? And then they're thinking, what man would want to be with me? I realize I'm actually just straight. I'm just a little bit boyish, but, you know, my womanly, maternal instincts kicked in like they usually do around the age of, early 20s or whatever age. And now I want kids. And I don't think I'll be able to find a partner looking like this. I was young and vulnerable and impressionable. Now all my other friends who didn't get this done, I have to watch them thrive. They're just living life as women. As the woman that they're supposed to be. And I'll never know what that's like because I did this shit to myself. There's so many people who are saying that. And there's a lot of people who have way too much pride or are way too embarrassed or ashamed or so many things to ever admit that that's how they feel.
Testosterone, they're going to develop more muscle tissue, yeah.
Yeah, and hair, and their breasts will shrink and become more pectoral, and they will gain muscle in the area.
No, but that's a fact.
No,
that's a fact. You're full of shit.
No, their breast tissue doesn't just suddenly evaporate.
No, it doesn't. It gets replaced by muscle, you fucking idiot.
It's very funny that you use harassment words and he talks really normal.
Shit, I mean, look at the guy. Where are you speaking? Do you have a platform that's not X?
My platform is the street, but I do also.
Yeah, exactly. So
as well. Yeah.
You're a bum.
All right. Nice talking to you.
Even if that was true, even if it was true, okay? Well, it just gives them, pectorals and it makes their chest more masculine. Even that. Do you think, and it stops their breasts from growing and it turns it more masculine. What And what I have yet to hear one single person give any solid reason as to why a young child, a young girl would be able to handle and make such a heavy, life-changing decision like that, even if it only lasted for a month. None of us like going through puberty. Name one girl you know who thought puberty was a fucking blast, man. That was so fun. I loved going through puberty. I loved getting my first period. That was fun. That was really fun. I loved going into my body and dudes checking me out. That was awesome. I loved just the pains and the weird shit that you got to learn. And just, I loved it. I loved feeling awkward. I love it. That was the best. Boys, they probably hated it too. I've heard some horror stories. I can imagine how awkward and shitty it was being a boy and going through puberty. No one likes puberty. No one likes puberty. No one likes... There's a lot of things that people in general just don't like. It doesn't mean you can just bypass it and pretend it's never existed. No. Certain things you literally can't. You actually need to function as a human properly. Like puberty. And for people saying, oh, there's been all this research, show me. Show me actual credible research. You can't, because it doesn't exist. How could it exist if this is the first time that we're doing it? The only other credible research that exists comes from places like Sweden and these countries who just, like I said at the beginning of this video, shut this shit down in their countries. Because why? Guess what their research showed? Guess. If they shut the programs down. Hello. So no one can ever show you actual credible research that says this is how kids benefit. You can't. We've never done this before. This is the first time kids have been introduced to this type of medicine for this purpose. You really can't say that you've done research on it until you check back on these kids 50, 60, 100 years from now. You cannot say that there's credible research until you check back up on these kids in the future. We are not in the future yet, so boom, we have no credible research. So you're going to treat these kids as guinea pigs? It's sick. All because you want to be nice. All because you want to be nice. Half of you guys fucking walk past the kids selling brownies in front of Walmart and Target. You walk past them. You're almost annoyed that they're even asking you. Okay? If a kid came up to you right now at a store and asked you for $5, you would probably pretend that you didn't hear him. So please stop with the nice and the kids and all this bullshit. This is weird. This is a really weird movement to get on, especially if you're trying to get on it in the name of being nice and caring about kids. It's fucking weird.
I've got 2 girls. I can't imagine ever telling them that they were born wrong. That message itself is extraordinarily abusive and stupid. But then to medicalize them, to stop their puberty from happening, to stop their natural development, to give them the opposite sex hormones, which are causing a host of problems, to cut off body parts of kids. This is what's happening. In the US, we know from insurance data that up to 179 girls under the age of 12 and a half have had double mastectomies.
Say that again.
Up to 179 girls under 12 and a half have had double mastectomies. We're talking about 12-year-old girls getting their breasts cut off when they've hardly formed because they've been taught that they're boys on the inside.
This is crazy.
And, you know, one thing that really was so disgusting that almost traumatized me was last summer I watched that hospital. What was the hospital? It's in Vanderbilt. How much their hospital will make from these gender surgeries on kids. They're lifelong patients. I watched their because it was all leaked. And I watched their Zoom calls. Or it wasn't even leaked. It was Matt Walsh did a deep, serious investigation and just totally blew their cover. And you can right now go watch their Zoom calls when they're openly talking about how they can tell that these kids don't really know what they're signing up for. They can tell that the parents aren't really all the way sure either, but let's still just do it. It's a moneymaker. This is what's actually happening, you guys. I watched them give an entire seminar on how other surrounding hospitals and other hospitals in other states were, you know, practicing this gender affirming care for children and how they were making all this money. And if they can do it, then they can add another addition onto the hospital, all type of shit. Not only that, they're lifelong patients. They're always going to need this medicine. They're always going to have to come back. So let's hop on this train. Let's hop on this money train. Let's hop on this money train. That's what they're actually saying. And when people try to, those videos are online, they were posted everywhere, and people just didn't want to see it. I've seen videos of people trying to show these leftists those videos, and they're literally pushing the phone away like this. Nope, transphobe, I don't want to see. You don't think it's weird? Half the time I hear these people, especially Hollywood people, why are they always saying, oh, my trans child, my child is trans. All of their friends are trans. My friend's child is trans. My nieces and nephews are trans. Really? And you're going to tell me that this is not some trend that these kids have picked up on? Are you fucking serious? Jamie Lee Curtis. I used to love Jamie Lee Curtis. Do you know how disappointed I was when I saw this bitch at the head of a fucking rally, marching and shit? Well, I let my daughter transition and she went and got a double mastectomy. Okay, well, good for you, bitch. What does that mean? What does that have to do with us? The one lady from, the one actress from Sex and the City, the one with the red hair, I actually saw her with my own eyes on video marching for trans kids, actually saying, my child is trans. My child's friends are trans. My friends' children are trans. My cousins and my nieces and my nephews are trans. Like, literally. And you don't think that's odd at all? You don't think that there's something going on here? I'm rambling now, but not that long ago, my daughter was watching Blue's Clues. My son was babysitting her downstairs. I was up here, that he was downstairs watching her. And he FaceTimed me so disturbed because he shows me the screen and it's Blue's Clues and they're like having some type of parade, and there's a little tiny like toddler on there with scars and trans colors on him to show like this little kid got their breast removed. And you're trying to tell me that's not fucking weird? And that's the side that you want to be on? So my daughter's being crazy right now. I have to end the video, but yeah, this is something that's being totally pushed. Stop acting like it's not. You're not being nice and kind, and you're not, being anti-bully by promoting, for kids to be chopping body parts off left and right and taking medicine that's never been used for this purpose, and letting children make such crazy decisions at such a young age. It's really sick. It's really sad. It's being pushed. Everything that they say is not happening is happening. It is happening. None of these people who argue for it can ever give you any real reason why we should be for this. All they can do is hurl insults and walk away. That right there is a huge red flag that this person does not know what they're talking about, that they're not well informed, that they're probably 99.99% of the time probably wrong when they act like that. So when it comes to a matter such as this, as our children doing this to themselves, and their parents that are clearly wrapped up in this, have clearly been indoctrinated by this crazy ass movement, yeah, we should speak up. And I'm also tired of people saying, oh, well, it's not your kid, so why is it your business? What? Since when do we not care about kids in general? Since when? Us as a society, since the beginning of time, we've always cared about all kids. If we see a kid being harmed, what do? Come together as a community and stop it. If we saw some kid being taken from the park, what would we do? Stop it. Being hurt at the park. If we saw some kid being hurt at the park, what would we do? Stop it. Call the police. Why is there such thing as CPS? If I called CPS right now and I said, hey, yeah, I'm at Target and I see some kid getting his ass beat in the bike section, would they be like, oh, well, that's not your kid, so why don't you mind your fucking business? And then hang up the phone? No. So, yeah, I'm sorry. When I see little girls who especially remind me of myself and are just tomboyish, or maybe might just grow up to be healthy gay women, Or maybe you're just going through a phase. Or maybe don't have the best home life and found community in this space that tricks you into thinking that it's really inclusive and loving and all this shit. If I see children doing shit like this, I don't care if they're my children or not. I'm going to speak up and say it's wrong. And it's wrong. It's not just wrong, it's evil. It's sick. It's sick. This will be studied hundreds of years from now. People will be talking about this. And you could be on the right side with me, or you could be on the wrong side, over there, with a bunch of fools who don't know what they're fucking talking about ever, because they're on the left. And guess what? The left never makes any fucking sense.